Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. We have a huge favor to ask, please recommend us to your friends and family as well as share information on social media. This way more people will learn about the podcast and the truth about the war in Ukraine. My name is Artem and here is the news. 228 days less the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Moscow officially blamed Ukraine for the explosion on the illegally constructed bridge across the Kerch Strait between occupied Crimea and Russia, reports BBC News Ukrainian. Russian President Vladimir Putin blamed Ukrainian special services for what he called a terrorist attack aimed at destroying Russia's critically important civilian infrastructure. Head of Russia's investigative committee Alexander Bastrykin said that the attack was prepared with the help of Russian citizens as well as citizens of other foreign states. According to him, the truck that exploded on the bridge traveled through Bulgaria, Georgia, Armenia, Krasnodar region of Russia. Bastrykin claimed that Russian security services identified suspects from among those who could prepare this attack. Later, Putin's press secretary Dmitry Peskov announced a meeting of Russia's Security Council on October 10th. When asked if this attack can be a reason to use nuclear weapons, Peskov replied that this is not the right way to ask this question. In his evening video address, President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelensky said that every day and every night Russia proves that it doesn't want negotiations and peace. He informed that the number of victims of the recent Russian attack against the city of Zaporizhia rose to 14 people dead and more than 70 injured, including 11 children. He stressed that these numbers may increase as the debris is still being cleared. The president believes that it was a deliberate attack and those who gave the order and those who carried it out knew what they were targeting. These strikes continued a series of Russian missile strikes on Zaporizhia, which have killed at least 43 people since October 3rd, last week alone. And there were also strikes on Kharkiv, on the cities of Donbass, on other cities of Ukraine. There were also strikes by Iranian drones, airstrikes, informed the president. He stressed that the absolute majority of them were aimed at the civilian infrastructure of Ukraine and civilians. Quote, when someone wants to negotiate, he does not do so, and when someone is a terrorist, that's exactly what he does, unquote. Zelensky called for official designation of Russia as a terrorist state, as well as limitation of any economic contacts with Russian subjects not to be a sponsor of terrorism. This night, Russia conducted another missile strike on Zaporizhia, reports Ukrainska Pravda. Head of the local military administration Alexander Starokh informed that the missile hit an apartment building. He added that there are victims. Rescue workers and medics are working at the site. The General Staff of Ukraine informs that over the past day, Ukrainian forces repelled enemy attacks in 4 areas, reports Union. The Ukrainian Air Force carried out 24 strikes, striking 20 areas of concentration of weapons and military equipment, as well as 4 anti-aircraft missile systems of the enemy. In addition, Ukrainian Air Defense units shot down 1 Su-25 enemy aircraft, 3 unmanned aerial vehicles, and 3 Ha-59 guided air missiles. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine informed that Belarus summoned the Ukrainian ambassador and accused Ukraine of allegedly preparing an attack on the territory of Belarus, reports Ukrinform. The Foreign Ministry denies these accusations and considers this a possible part of the Russian provocation plan. Ukrainian intelligence believes that Russian President Vladimir Putin is encouraging Belarusian leader Alexander Lukashenko to openly participate in the war against Ukraine, reports Radio Liberty. So far, Belarus has only been supporting Russia and provided its territory and infrastructure. At the moment, according to the military intelligence of Ukraine, 6 battalions are concentrated near the border. US President Joe Biden and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz held a telephone conversation in which they discussed, among other things, support for Ukraine, reports European Pravda. The leaders emphasized condemnation of Russia's attempt to annex the territories of Ukraine and readiness to act to hold it accountable, provide security and economic support to Ukraine. Berlin stressed that Russia's refusal to listen to the international community and stop hostilities was leading it to greater international isolation. Slovak Defense Minister Jaroslav Naď informed about the transfer of 2 Zuzana-2 self-propelled artillery systems to Ukraine, reports Militarny. He wrote on Twitter that to mark the 70th anniversary of the aggressor Putin, Slovakia handed over another gift. Quote, "During the weekend, Putin received several gifts, so we joined in. And we once again wish Ukraine all the best and good luck." Unquote. He added that howitzers are already in Ukraine and there will be more of them. German media Spiegel announced another aid package from Berlin for Ukrainian servicemen worth 11 million euros, which will help them prepare for the approaching winter, reports European Pravda. According to the media sources, the aid includes 100,000 units of coats and other winter clothing, 100 heated tents, hundreds of power generators, and field rations. If you like what we do and would like to tip us, you can now do so directly to our PayPal. Check out the link in the description to this episode for more details. And as usual, you can subscribe to our Patreon. In gratitude for your help, we will give you access to a series of exclusive episodes on wartime life in Ukraine. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.